Welcome back, everybody, to the betPARX studio for a Week 5 edition of Mark and the Maniac. I'm Mark Feldman. He's Maniac Malloy. And this show is all about giving the people some insight into what we think is going to happen with sports betting and sports gambling, trying to win the people some money. Maniac, happy to be here with you again.
Happy to be with you. Yeah, we love to give our scoop and also keep people in the know of the great promotions and specials that we have running at the betPARX app, and give you our take on it. So you can either fade, follow, or ignore. And that's all we got to say about that. Minimal sweats and winning bets, isn't that what they say?
I don't think I've ever heard that before.
I think you might have just heard it. I think you might have just heard it.
Well, I just heard it, but people don't know about that. Let's get right into it without further ado. Let's talk about some baseball. We are in the middle of 4 wild card series. All the game 1s have been played. Games 2s are upcoming. Who do you like to win their game 2 matchup and potentially win their series?
Well, the one that I like the most today is the Milwaukee Brewers Arizona Diamondbacks series game. I really like Zach Gallen for Arizona to come out and show why he's their ace, and I think things are looking very bleak in Milwaukee, and it looks like it's going to be another disappointing end of the season for the Brew Crew. Give me the Arizona Diamondbacks right now at plus 114 with their ace on the hill, Zach Gallen, who was he's got to be in the top 5 for Cy Young this year. And I think
local kid.
And I think he has a nice game today, and I think they'll get the W and eliminate the Brewers, and they'll be headed to L.A.
I agree with you. I think the Brandon Woodruff injury has really just ruined the Milwaukee Brewers' whole stigma, their whole morale, I think, was just shot, and I think you could see that in their Game 1 loss to Arizona. I'm going to go with the Toronto Blue Jays at plus 123 on the betPARX app. I know they struggled in Game 1, but I just think their offense is due for a breakout game. You got to look at Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Bo Bichette. Now, I'm not going to lie. I did pick the Blue Jays to go far.
Vladdy's been looking horrible.
Yeah, he's been looking. He did have a double in the 8th inning, so I hope that momentum carries into Game 2. Give me the Blue Jays to not only win Game 2 at plus 123, but I think they win the series as well and will advance to the ALDS. What do you think about that?
I think I'm going to fade you again like I did last week with the Houston Texans and the Steelers bet where you owe me a cheesesteak.
Oh, we were going to bring that up on
the air. You owe me a cheesesteak because I was all over that one. How about that? How about those Houston Texans?
You nailed that.
They're serious.
Kenny Pickett, though, getting hurt didn't help, but
They're
they
serious.
Did get smacked.
Yeah, they came out and they started –
yeah, you texted me while I was in the middle of the Eagles game, bragging about the Texans Steelers. I was like, can you watch the Eagles or something?
Well, I know you're there, and I know you're looking up at the scoreboards, and you can see what's going on. So I'm going to fade you again. You
think the Twins win?
I like the Diamondbacks, and I like the Twins. I like Sonny Gray today. Jose Barrios kind of sucks a little bit.
Well, we'll see.
That's the term we definitely throw around here on the show.
Too often.
Sucks. Yeah, I mean, you know what? I was there last night for the Phillies game. It's so loud that your ears hurt. The Twins, they haven't won a playoff series since 19-dickety-do. 18 losses consecutively. That streak was broke last night. They got Sonny Gray on the mound today. I really like Sonny Gray. The Twins, they're not a great team, but they got everything going for them right now. They're up 1-0 in the series. The home crowd was rocking last night, and I was at that game, that Phillies game last night. That really means a lot. It really means a lot. They're going to probably be hype as ever again today. I think it's going to be tough sledding for the Blue Jays. So give me a Diamondbacks Twins parlay money line bet, and we'll go from there.
Wow.
Do you want to take another bet? Do you want to bet something else right now on Blue Jays and Twins game?
You want to do another bet just for Game 2 or to win the series? I'll do Game 2.
Whatever you want. I mean, I'll
double or nothing. 2 cheesesteaks.
Yeah, I guess.
You don't seem to like that one.
I want my cheesesteak tomorrow, so it's got to be a totally different side bet. No double or nothing.
You really want your cheesesteak. You've been thinking about it.
Yeah, I do. I want to collect on that cheesesteak for sure from Curly.
We'll think about it off air, and we'll let the people know when to tweet.
You don't sound that confident in the Blue Jays.
No, I think the Blue Jays absolutely win today.
So what's the bet?
I don't know. I don't have an idea right now. You're putting me on the spot. It's got to be something with food.
How about
I like.
beers after our next softball game where we all go out with the team? You have to buy me beers or I have to buy you beers.
All right, deal.
Deal?
Blue Jays Twins.
Today.
Game
Today's
2.
Game.
Today's
Twins.
Game 2. I got the Blue Jays. You got the Twins.
Done.
Boom. All right. Well,
I'm
there
pretty
you
much
have
like
it.
5-0 against you in
No,
betting
I don't know
since
about
we've
that.
worked
All right, I think
together.
it's time to
I don't
move
think
on.
you've ever won a bet. So
So you've got the Diamondbacks. I've got the Blue Jays in our games that we're confident in today. Let's move on to football. And the main game for Week 5, Sunday Night Football, NBC. Mike Tirico, Chris Collinsworth will be there. It's the Dallas Cowboys traveling to take on the San Francisco 49ers right now on the betPARX app.
the San Francisco 49ers that don't play in San Francisco. I love it. Go ahead.
Santa Clara. They are minus 3.5 on the betPARX app. I think this is going to be a close game. Two top contenders in the NFC. What's your initial impressions of this matchup and what you're thinking?
Well, the Cowboys had a real nice bounce back against the lowly New England Patriots. Right?
Correct.
So the New England Patriots, they suck. Mac Jones is ass. We've established that. I don't really put too much validity into that win over the Patriots. I still think about that loss to Arizona. I don't know. Maybe something's not quite right with their defense. I think the fact that the Arizona Cardinals were able to move the ball that easily against them for an entire game of football does not bode well for what that offense for the 49ers is going to be able to do to the Dallas Cowboys. I like the 49ers in the game. I think that they're going to win. I also think that they are going to cover the 3.5 points. Now, it's early in the week. That's going to probably fluctuate a little
Lines
bit.
are subject to change.
I don't know if it'll go up as high as 4 to 4.5. I don't know. Maybe because people will be betting the Cowboys at 3.5 that it'll go down to 3. So I would definitely take the 49ers at anything from 3.5 or lower. Maybe if you're feeling frisky, go up to 4. For me, I'm going to take advantage of that same game parlay primetime extra down promotion. I'm going to take advantage of that primetime extra down promotion. So give me the 49ers to win the game at money line bet. Let me get the 49ers to win the first half 3-way, and let me get the 49ers to score over 22.5 points, and that's going to be a plus 260. Put $20 on that one. If your bet loses, you get a $20 bonus bet back. I like that bet. I think the 49ers should win the game. 49ers have been looking like the, absolute best team in the NFC by far so far. A lot of season left to play. The Eagles are lurking there, but I'm excited. It's going to be an awesome primetime Sunday Night Football game for sure.
This is rare on the Mark and the Maniac show, but I agree with you. I think the Niners not only win, and as you said, the line is subject to change, but with the minus 3.5 right now, I like the Niners winning comfortably. I could see them almost winning by double digits. I think the Cowboys.
Yeah, me too.
I think the Cowboys' red zone offense has been putrid all season long, and I think that's going to really hurt them in this game with the Niners defense that potentially is the best in the NFL. I think no Trayvon Diggs for the Cowboys. I think Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk have massive games, even if it's just short running after the catch. I really could see San Fran doing a lot of dink and dunk with Purdy, but it works. And then obviously you got McCaffrey. And I just think the Niners are motivated. Yeah, you could say the Cowboys have lost 2 straight to the Niners in the playoffs, but I really think the Niners know this is a massive statement game. They want to stay undefeated. They're probably going to have to match the Eagles and with that game and try to stay to 5-0 as the Eagles play the Rams that day as well. But I think the Niners win. I'm going to go 31-20, and I think the Niners win comfortably.
Yeah, I think they do too. You mentioned the red zone issues, and it's so interesting how, who could be a big help to them in that situation? Zeke Elliott.
I know, and he's
and
they got rid of him. Said see ya.
There's something about that. Who I really do like though on the Dallas Cowboys is that Jake Ferguson tight end.
Yeah,
I just
solid.
picked him up in fantasy. Maybe they look to get him the ball in the red zone. He might be a nice anytime touchdown scorer bet if it comes down to it. But I do. I'm the same as you. I think the 49ers are going to win this one comfortably. And I think they're going to cover, and I think they're going to dominate most of the game.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to score over 22.5 points, win the first half, and win the ball game for sure.
Well, there you go. It's rare when we agree, so hopefully we're right. But
yeah, now that that's said, you should probably take
Cowboys. Yeah, absolutely.
Money
should
line.
not listen to us. You mentioned the bet that I lost with the Steelers and the Texans that now I owe you a cheesesteak for.
You owe me a cheesesteak.
We also have a season-long bet. I have the Packers being higher having a better record and being better than the Bears this season. You took the Bears. I took the Packers. Both teams lost in Week 4. It wasn't great for either of our teams. The Bears are 0-4. The Packers are 2-2.
Yeah, I checked that Bears score at halftime. I couldn't believe when I saw the final.
They blew a 28-7 lead to Russell Wilson and the Denver Broncos.
Unreal.
I can't brag too much because the Packers looked awful against the Lions, but at least the Lions are half decent. I'm not sure what's going on with the Bears. I feel confident I'm going to get a nice steak dinner at KC Prime, but neither of
You
our
only
teams
have a
are looking great.
one-game lead for feeling so confident.
2-game lead.
Is it a 2-game lead?
Packers are 2-2. The Bears are 0-4.
I keep on forgetting that they won that game against the Saints. That's gonna be the
Dude,
game.
18-7. That's the game that
game.
gets me the steak. So just a quick update on that bet, but are the Bears going to win soon? Anytime?
Hey, Thursday Night Football versus the Commanders. Short week for the Commanders. Short week for the Bears. Commanders have got to be heartbroken, that team.
They could
after
morale could be shot
losing
to
to
the
the
Eagles.
Bills and then to the Eagles in a tough game.
Yeah.
How are they going to respond? Sam Howell has impressed me a little bit. He's a courageous quarterback. He's got a little bit of dog in him. Surprised at how good he actually is. We'll see. 6 points. Give me the 6 points in the Bears. I'll take that.
You like the Bears covering?
I like the Bears to cover the game. I don't know if they can win. I really don't. But something's got to give here eventually. But yeah, the Bears are horrible. I'm looking really bad right now. I gotta hope that I can steal one this week because I do think that the Raiders will take care of business against the Packers, whether it's Aiden O'Connell or Jimmy G.
I think that's the key. That's what I was going to say. The Raiders or the Packers are currently a half-point favorite on the betPARX app. I really think it matters. If Jimmy G plays, I think the Raiders win. If Aiden O'Connell plays, I mean, you saw that horrible pick he threw in the Chargers game. He's just not ready for prime time. This is Monday night. I think the Packers have had 11 days off to prepare for the Raiders.
Listen,
I really think it matters who the starting quarterback is for Las Vegas.
Jimmy G is a liability. He really is. I mean,
I know you're anti-Jimmy G for sure.
I'm definitely anti-Jimmy G. I don't trust. He's on the not trust list. Supposedly, Aiden O'Connell, I mean, he plays so good in the preseason. He's got a lot of hype around him, and he's just like got a funny look to him. He's a slinger, and I'm fine with that. Jacoby Myers and Devontae Adams, I mean, those are good weapons where you can kind of just toss the ball around. Yeah, he's going to make a couple mistakes. I mean, what rookie quarterbacks aren't besides maybe C.J. Stroud? He's going to have those moments. I still think that Jordan Love is not. He's probably just as good as having Aiden O'Connell back there.
Oh, I disagree with that, but that can be a debate for another time.
I think that Jordan Love is not good. I don't think that he's very good. He's on the do not trust list as well. And I think that on the road, the Packers could struggle. But you know what they do have is that no matter who plays at that, that stadium out in Las Vegas,
it'll be more Packers fans.
It's always going to be a ton of Packers fans. But you know who's going to have a huge game? Devontae Adams, no matter what.
Oh yeah, this is a revenge game for him,
and he's so good in prime time. So he'll have take Devontae Adams overs on Monday Night Football, whatever it is. Take his overs on receptions, take his overs on yardage. Let's go Devontae Adams and give me the Raiders outright.
Well, we shall see. Bears Packers. We'll update our bet next week. You mentioned a place where the away fans dominate, and there's no home games. Well, speaking of that, the Philadelphia Eagles travel to take on the Los Angeles Rams this Sunday in a Week 5 matchup. The Rams are 2-2. The Eagles are 4-0. Currently on the betPARX app, the Eagles are -4.5. I'm excited for this game. I think a key aspect to look for is the Eagles' passing offense and specifically protection. No Cam Jurgens this week. He's out with a foot sprain. He's going to be out for multiple weeks. And the Rams, they have lost a lot of players since their Super Bowl championship, but they still have big bad Aaron Donald. I think that's going to be key. He's going to line up right over Sua Opeta. I think something is going to be a factor. Is Hurts going to be rushed out of the pocket? That could affect the game. On the defensive side, I think the Eagles' pass rush is going to dominate. I think we've mentioned Jalen Carter on the show before with Defensive Rookie of the Year. You got Fletcher Cox. You got all the big boys down low. Hassan Reddick had his first sack against Washington. He's now back in the fold.
Off his thumb.
And I think that was a huge turning point for him. I think the Eagles are going to win this game and cover. I think they do play well. I could see maybe a little lower scoring, but I just don't think the Rams score. Give me the Eagles 27, the Rams 16. But I do like the Eagles moving to 5-0. What are your your quick thoughts on this game.
Well, the spread is currently at 4.5. It'll be like a home game for the Eagles again out in SoFi Stadium. It's such an incredible thing how the Philadelphia Eagles fans travel.
How about Tampa? I mean, they took over.
It's truly unbelievable. And, yeah, so it's interesting that they're on the road giving 4.5 points to a team that has played pretty well so far this season.
Solid win against the Colts last week for LA.
Yeah, and I'm probably going to stay away from betting that spread. And I imagine that it's going to even actually float up a little bit to maybe, let's say, 5.5, 6 points, I would say. And if that's the case, then I would definitely take the Rams. I think that they can make it a close game for sure. And I think the Rams are a little better than people would think. I think the Rams and Matt Stafford always have a chance. Cooper Kupp coming back this week. The Puka Nacua guy, I mean, how can you not love that dude? And, Matty Stafford, dude, he can sling it, dude. He can sling it. I mean, he just won a Super Bowl. He literally just won a Super Bowl 2 years ago. I think that the Eagles could have a game on their hands this week, but I think that the crowd, being a big Eagles crowd out there in SoFi,
yeah, it's almost like a home game. I think the key X factor,
and their defense has been really, really stepping up big time. So yeah. I think the Eagles are going to win the game, but I think it'll be a little closer than people are going to think.
You mentioned Cooper Kupp. That's the big X factor. He got designated off IR, so his practice window is open. And according to Diana Rossini, she said the Rams want Kupp to test out those deep routes. They want him to be able to run those because they're saying in practice right now he's good at those little slants and the cuts, but they want him to be able to run deep. And if he's able to, he's going to play. The injury was not as serious, according to Diana, as she was told. So that's going to be an interesting game. You think the Rams keep it close. I think the Eagles have a pretty significant win, but we shall see. Let's move to our underdog moneyline pick of the week. You go first. Who is a dog that's going to win outright in Week 5?
Well, I'm going to ride the hot hand. I'm going to ride the hot hand with the Houston Texans this week over the Atlanta Falcons, who cannot throw the ball at all. The Texans are looking like they're on their way to being a full, complete team. They got their quarterback now. They got a little bit of a running game. Nico Collins is an absolute beast. And their defense. Their defense is very good, coached up by D'Amico Ryans, who's been doing it for a little while now. Give me the Texans hot hand, the cheesesteak winners for me. Give me the Texans money line on the road versus the Falcons. I think that game's at -2 Falcons right now. I think that you're going to see that get kind of bet down to almost a pick 'em for the Texans. Give me the Texans as my underdog pick of the week.
You mentioned riding the hot hand, and that's what I'm going to do too. I am betting against the Cincinnati Bengals. Give me the Arizona Cardinals. Last week, I had the Titans as my underdog pick, and they shellacked the Bengals 27-3. Joe Burrow is just not right, and he really is the key to the Bengals. If he's not right, they don't have a shot. And yeah, the Cardinals aren't the greatest team of all time, but they play teams tough. They have a win against the Cowboys. This is in Arizona. I think they're going to be ready. Jonathan Gannon, his defensive mind, I think he's going to throw some blitz packages at Joe Burrow. The Cardinals are currently +132 on the money line. I like the Cardinals as my pick, and I think the Bengals fall to 1-4, and that could loom trouble in Cincinnati.
I'm going to fade you again. I'm going to go with the Bengals.
Okay.
I'm going to go with the Bengals this week. But there is something about going out to Arizona to play.
It's just like
it's tough. Drum. It's tough out there for some reason.
Burrow's hurt.
The Eagles struggled last year out in Arizona, right?
They did that. Dicker the kicker
field goal.
Yep.
There's something about going out to Arizona to play, but I think the Bengals are just going to be a little bit too much for Arizona.
All right. I still think the Arizona takes the cake there. Now let's move on to our lock to cover this week in the NFL. I'll go first. I'm going to take the Buffalo Bills in London against the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jags are a trendy pick this week, just reading Twitter, because the Jags have stayed out in London. They've played the Falcons last week. They've stayed. The Bills.
The London Jags.
Pretty much. That's what they're going to be in 5 years.
How many times have they played out there?
More than on one hand.
Any other team.
Yeah.
Pretty insane.
Well, their owner owns a soccer team in the Premier League there as well, so Khan always wants to be out.
Connie.
Yeah. So I'm going to go with the Bills, though. People are saying maybe the Bills have a letdown after a great win over Miami. The Jags are sitting there. I'm taking the Bills. They're -5 on the betPARX app. I think Josh Allen, after that loss to the
It's
Jets.
5.5.
Is it 5.5 now? It's 5 on my notes. But yeah, it is 5.5. You're right. The Bills are going to win this game, and I think they're going to win it handily. I just think Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs are in a great spot right now. I don't think the Jags defense can handle the Bills offense. So give me the Bills to cover the -5.5. Who's your team to cover?
Are you going to be having a little tea and crimpets in the morning, watching and placing a wager on the Jags?
Well, last week I was at the Eagles tailgate, so I missed the London Jags-Falcons game. But on Sunday, I'll be home. Yeah, I'll be waking up. I think some you have to drink the tea with
crepes?
the pinky up.
Yeah, some crepes and some tea or
maybe
what?
I'm thinking some pancakes maybe. Or
Okay.
some pancakes and football. But give me the Bills in London -5.5. How about you?
Well, they did me really dirty. Did me really dirty last week, the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, that was our parlay. Hurt.
They were part of the parlay. I even had a little teaser going on where they were getting 8.5 points in the teaser. I thought that was an absolute lock. Very, very let down by these guys, the Miami Dolphins. But give me the Dolphins -11 against the putrid New York Football Giants. They are so bad. Their offensive line is in absolute disarray.
10 sacks.
They're blocking their own teammates on plays. Daniel Jones has a half of a second to determine what he's got to do. Saquon Barkley, I don't know. Maybe he plays. Maybe this line goes down. Then you definitely jump on all over the Dolphins. Their defense is pretty decent, but I don't think that they're going to be able to, in any way, shape, or form, keep up with the scoring of the Miami Dolphins. So I don't care what it is. Lay the 11 points. Give me the Dolphins against the Giants. I mean, their season's about to be over.
You want to do a Mark of the Maniac parlay? Dolphins -11, Bills -5.5.
I don't really like the Bills versus the Jags. I don't know
the Jags
why.
cover?
I think they could cover the game. I don't know if they're going to win. What's another pick you got for me?
How about sticking with the Dolphins -11?
So you like them? You like the Dolphins -11?
Oh, how about Well, see, you don't like the Cardinals. I do like the Dolphins -11. I think the Giants. Oh, I like the Chiefs -4. I think the Chiefs smacked the Vikings. I think it's not close, and I think Mahomes didn't play well. The 2 bad picks.
Wow,
the Jets.
Chiefs -4. That sounds fishy.
The Vikings are horrible.
Vikings are bad.
Bad. Give me the Chiefs.
So we're doing a Chiefs-Dolphins parlay.
Done.
Lay the points.
Book it.
Lay the points parlay with
Let's
Mark
do
and
it.
the Maniac. Take the Chiefs. Take the Dolphins.
All right.
And sit back and enjoy.
There you go.
Sunday football.
Before we wrap here, let's talk about one of the promos here on the betPARX app, the Gridiron Score and Spin. That's right. So this will be for Sunday for the Eagles game. But what you have to do, opt in to the promotion on the betPARX website during the promotional period, which is currently right now. You have to wager at least $150 on any betPARX online casino games. So you wager $150, and now what's going to happen is, depending on what the Eagles score is versus their game in the Rams. So let's say, for example, the Birds score 21 points against the Rams. You'll unlock 21 bonus spins to use on slot games on the betPARX app. So you got to wager $150. Then, depending on how many points the Eagles score, you'll get that in bonus spins. So
I like
however
it.
many they score, that's how many bonus spins. 17 points, 17 bonus spins. 100 points,
100 spins.
100 spins. So you never know.
I'd like to see him score 50.
Yeah, let's get to 50 though. If we had this for the Dolphins, that
I
would
think
have
you're
been
going to be
70
at least
spins.
getting. You're going to be at least getting 25.
I think you're getting 25. I think
I
yeah,
think
I
you're going
picked
to get
him in
at
the
least
30s.
25 spins this week.
That's the Gridiron Score and Spin on the betPARX app. So check it out. And if you're going to bet at betPARX, anything else here before we wrap, Maniac?
Well, we didn't talk about college football at all, so I'm going to
Right.
give you one.
Give us
This
one.
is for the long shot parlay profit boost. Okay, give me the under 61 points in the Texas-Oklahoma Red River. Can you say it 5 times fast? Red River rivalry.
Red River rivalry, Red River rivalry, Red River rivalry, Red River rivalry, Red River rivalry.
Wow.
Couldn't do
Give me
it.
the under in the Red River rivalry.
Okay.
Give me Texas in the Red River rivalry. Give me Washington State, my favorite quarterback, Cam Ward, money line over Chip Kelly in the UCLA Bruins. Give me Colorado to get a dub against Arizona State, money line. Give me Georgia money line. Give me Ole Miss money line. That's going to be plus $1,169. I mean, plus $1,169.
Not that much money.
So you put a long shot profit boost onto that bad boy, 25%, and call me in the morning.
I love it. So you have the gridiron score and spin, the long shot parlay, a few promos, and many more on the betPARX app. I think we're good. I think it's time to head on out here.
I think it's time to head on out of here and go watch some playoff baseball.
Playoff baseball. You got the Twins. I got the Blue Jays. This is going to be interesting. For Maniac Malloy, I'm Mark Feldman. This was a Week 5 edition of Mark and the Maniac presented by betPARX.